Welcome, collectors. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Diecast Emporium. Today, it's not very often that we showcase anything that really has almost nothing to do with diecast on this channel. But a hobby that I've gotten into pretty recently is dealing with models that have to do with 3D plastic printing. And these models in particular are all from the Model Mechanic on Shapeways. And he offers various kits for 1/64 scale, 1/50th scale, and as you'll see in this video, 1/87 scale. So pretty much all of these models that you will see in this video, you can get them in any of those aforementioned 3 scales, so it's important to note that, depending on what scale you collect in. So, the first truck I want to show you is this entire distributor body that you can get. Now, the kit just includes the tank and the spray bars, things like that. The light, the decals, all that stuff is extra that I put on it and that I made in the case of the decals. The chassis, the wheels, the cab for all of these are based on Walther's Scene Master trucks. Again, those are not included with the kit. But as you can see, it makes a pretty convincing looking truck. I'm pretty proud of it. Now, I don't like to call any of these projects finished because I always enjoy tinkering with them, adding things to them. So that's why the body is not glued or fixed to the chassis, because this project isn't 100% finished. But again, I just wanted to throw this video together and show you guys kind of what I've been working on. All these trucks are in the highway department on my layout. So if you guys have not seen that video, I will post that video link at the end of this one. But yeah, I think overall it makes a pretty good looking model. Now you can't really see all the details on this because A, my camera's not the greatest, and 2, when you're dealing 1/87 scale, it's a little bit difficult to see. But all of the nozzles are kind of highlighted in yellow paint, and there's an entire decal here. The placard for these spray trucks, from what I can tell, from what I've seen on the road, and also from reference photos, and I also asked a friend of mine, it appears as though they are listed with 000 for these spray tanks. So that's the decal that I put on the side. And again, I just sprayed it in gray, which matches the fleet, and then highlighted some of the pieces in black and yellow. So that's this truck. Oh, also, I don't know why I failed to mention this. You can also, with any of these kits, they're made to be somewhat functional. So you can have the spray bars folded up, as I do in this case, and they'll actually, if you want to, you can fold them up tighter than this. But you can also position them down to have it spraying. It is a little bit finicky with the way that the tolerances are with the 3D printed plastic, so you have to be exceptionally careful that you don't break anything. But the Model Mechanic on Shapeways made that so that they can be functional on your layout. So very cool. Next truck I have to show you is a patch truck. Now this kit comes with this plate compactor here on the back, and obviously the patch body. Again, it's mounted to a Walther's International truck. The top doesn't open, but the chute on the back, and again, because this is black, it's pretty hard to tell. But the chute can swivel left to right, and the compactor does come off. So when you're painting this, you have the option to paint the compactor separately. I added the striping tape. That's just a simple sticker. And this, I think it's PB Patcher decal I added. Again, where it would be according to reference photos. And I also added some lights. Eventually, I'd like to bring out some of the smaller details with some paint on the side, such as like this hose reel right here. I might want to paint that in red because, again, you can't see it when it's all black, but they used to spray the tack stuff down. So there's the patcher truck. Also, I added a sticker for the arrow here. So the next 2 trucks are 2 different kinds of Attenuator cushion trucks. Again, most of you guys are familiar with what these vehicles are in real life, but again, some of my viewers aren't. You'll see these trucks on the highway or on the thruway, usually before road construction or any work that's being done. They're designed to slow traffic down, warn traffic, and in extreme events, they're used to catch a driver that's not paying attention or a car so that the car hits the attenuator or the cushion instead of hitting the guys in the work zone. This kit is made to fold up and over or be folded down. Again, the graphics, none of that comes with the kit. Obviously, the truck doesn't come with the kit. It's just this, and then you'll have to sand it and paint it. I think it looks pretty cool. I kind of did mine in... I don't know if I did mine in Scorpion colors. So I'm just kind of getting into the whole customizing. So my paint is not of the highest quality. My detail is not of the highest quality of some of the guys that have been doing this for years and years and years. But overall, I mean, for a beginner, I'm happy with where it is so far, and I can always go and change it as I get better. So there's Attenuator Truck A. This is Attenuator Style B. This is another one that you would see on the roads. This kit does come with the arrow, which you'll see when it spins around here, and also this. Again, I highlighted some lights here, added the sticker here, and then the arrow right here I highlighted with some paint. And the cool thing is you can flip the arrow, so right now I have it pointing to the left, but if I wanted to, I could flip it and it will point to the right. And you'll see both of these style attenuator trucks, whether it's a stake bed like this or the single axle dump truck that you just saw a minute ago. Both of them are still very, very common. Alright, and the most recent project that I've been working on and spending a lot of time on, and it's still not done, is a mechanic's truck or a service truck. This has a ton of details on it. The only thing that comes with this kit is the service body and the crane here. All of the other details in here, and I'll actually show you here. These are all from different suppliers or things that I had laying around. Like this is a 3D printed Igloo cooler that I painted. This is a vise right here. That's 3D printed as well. This is a portable generator. You can see that I added the lights. These tires were just pieces that I had hanging around. These tanks were part of a Scenic Accents kit. Same thing with the tanks. Tires were just spare tires I had laying around. And then these right here, these are really cool. Let's see if I can get these out and show you guys. These are actually 187 scale stands, wheel trucks. So I'm working on, as we speak actually, I'm working on a my brain is not working at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Not a generator, a compressor to go up on top here. Eventually the plan is for this crane is to somehow make this hook actually work. You can make the crane swing just because of the way I have it. It's not glued down, but I'd like to actually make the crane serviceable and mobile. So that would be the long-term plan for this. I'd like to add DOT stripes on it and obviously hopefully do a better job with the final coat of paint. But that is the service truck for where it stands right now. Obviously still a long way to go. Alright, so let's get into the couple pieces of heavy equipment. This was I believe this was the first kit that I got from the Model Mechanic. And yes, you can get this in case you're just joining the video now and you didn't hear me before, you can get these in 1:50 scale as well, but this is a street broom, commonly used after a cold planer or a milling machine. I have it sort of in like the superior broom colors. The broom doesn't really move that great, but you can position it either to the left or right and glue it if you want to, of course, or you can just have it, you know, going forward. The cab is made to come off, so you can add some glass interior if you want to. Obviously, you do that with plastic. Or you can, you know, detail the interior a little bit more. Really, it's quite a nice kit. But again, this was my first one, so there's a lot of imperfections on here. It's not perfect at all. But it's nice to finally have something like this to put on your diorama or display, you know, following a cold planer. We've wanted something like this, quite frankly, in both scales, in my opinion, in 1/50th scale and 1/87th scale, for years. So it's great to have something like it. All right, next. This is an example of an attachment that he offers. So this is a skid steer cold planer milling attachment. This is the only thing that comes in the kit. And I added a piece of steel wire here through the little hole so that the, like you would see on the real thing, the milling planer can be shifted on the attachment. Just like that. And I cut off the bucket on my spare Norscot Minis 272C, and it just sits in front of it. It doesn't hook over anything, but it just sits in front of it like that. Eventually, I will add some auxiliary hydraulic lines, things like that, once I get around to it. But for now, it does the part, looks good. But you can, you know, you guys can go crazy with adding details and weathering and all kinds of stuff. That's what's great about these kits, is you're only limited by your imagination. All right, and probably, in my opinion, my favorite is the Cat pneumatic tire roller, and I did mine in the theme of the CW34. So this is sprayed in cat yellow, modern day cat yellow. I made the cat decals, and the black is obviously just normal black. You can make the tires roll, and the hatch can open if you want to. Again, if you want to detail that out, you can, you know, detail the underside if you want to. But also there's scrapers on top. So there is actually a lot of detail on these. And then the lights up here, of course. The hardest part for these, for me, is like some of the small pieces, like these hand and grab rails, are separating them from the spruce without breaking anything. That's really the hardest part. Because, again, in 1/87 scale, individual components and pieces are so small that it's very easy to break things. Also, the seat, too. You can, before you put the seat on, you can have it facing forward, you can angle it left to right, really whatever you want to do. So, there you have it, guys. That is my collection thus far of the Model Mechanic. So you can look that up on Shapeways, or just Google the Model Mechanic Shapeways. 3D printed kits, and like I said, they're some of them can be pretty expensive. You'll run into that with Shapeways, because not only is there a fee to pay for the kit, but again, for those of you that maybe aren't familiar, and I, you know, I had to learn this too, but there's a fee, there's a manufacturing fee, and obviously, as you might expect, there's a shipping fee. So these can get a little bit expensive, but honestly, if you're really looking for that extra piece to bring out your layout and add a little bit more detail, or if you're looking for that last piece for your 1 to 50 scale truck collection, then this is definitely a good option for you. And again, all of these things that you've seen, yes, they're all in 187 scale, but all of these kits are offered in 164 scale and 150th scale as well. Now, the thing that I'm working on now, it's just taking a little bit longer than I would like it to, but I also have a 187 scale slit form paver from the Model Mechanic, concrete paver that I'm working on, so I'm looking forward to getting that thing finished and then showing that off to you guys as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comments section below. Until next time, I'm Tommy. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.